Here we are, August 12th, 2022, and we're getting ready to take the ferry. And where are we going? Well, we're in the Nonthaburi province, and we're going to visit an island in the Chao Phraya River. It's a small island, and it's called Kret. Now, to get there, we're going to take a ferry, and the cost of the ferry is 10 baht. Now, we're on the other side and visiting the small temple there on the island. And one of the things we do here is we feed the fish. Now, this is the open river. This is the main river in Thailand. And you're wondering, well, if you throw some fish food out there, what's going to happen? Well, let's see. So here we have a little bag of commercial fish food that we just purchased. Wow, these guys are waiting. This is an open river, and they're hanging around waiting for the visitors of the temple to feed them. And some of those are quite large. And again, these are supposedly wild catfish that live in open river. Now, since this temple's been here for a long time and feeding the fish is kind of a tradition here at the Thai temple, that these catfish are probably several generations. Whoops, don't feed the pigeons. Don't feed the pigeons. All right, that was an accident. Here we go. So, now, let's see. You got plenty of catfish out there, and they're hungry, and they're probably frustrated. I'm not throwing the food out fast enough. So, here we go, fellas. Yep, those catfish competing for those commercial fish food pellets. All the vitamins and minerals and nutrition complete there for farm-raised catfish. Now, what's interesting is that these are special catfish. You're not allowed to touch them or catch them. These are temple catfish, so it's understood that you don't see anybody trying to fish for them or catch them. Now, one of the traditions here on Mother's Day is that we're going to go and actually purchase some small live fish and release them in the river. And that's going to be interesting. And of course, the Thai catfish, they get to be real big, but there are other interesting fish in the river, and we'll get a chance to see what they're offering for sale. But in the meantime, here we're feeding the big fish. Now, we're feeding them commercial fish pellets, but they also sell kind of rice puffs and actually bread. And what it is, it's some white bread, which is a commercial white bread. I asked the vendor, is it fit for human consumption? And they say, absolutely, yes. And of course, we sell those pigeons. They don't want you feeding the pigeons, so no feeding pigeons. Now, we are in COVID time right now, so you see a lot of people are wearing masks. And those poor pigeons, they just really don't have a chance. Okay, this is Mother's Day, the Queen's birthday here in Thailand. This is Friday, August 12th, 2022. And here I'm actually releasing 2 fish into the river. One of these is a traditional Thai catfish, and the other fish, is that the snakehead fish? Well, here we go. We're going to give these guys their freedom back. Here we go. And they have now a chance of a new life here in one of the major rivers of Thailand. Now, here in Thailand, the tradition of releasing fish there at the temple, you actually purchase, and they have other aquatic creatures too. So they have eels, they have frogs, and they have different types of fish. And here we see these fish are certainly wanting to be fed. Now, the river is very high. We're in the monsoon, so you can see that the river is at flood stage. kind of a muddy torrent moving real fast, and you see all that loose vegetation. But here we see these catfish very earnestly waiting to be fed. In fact, actually, this is a holiday, so this would be a day that people are visiting the Wat and feeding the fish. Usually Sunday is the most active day at the Wat, but Monday through Friday they probably get pretty hungry. They probably have to move out into the river and find a source of food elsewhere. But here on Sunday and special holidays, this is where they need to be, and they know that. So here we go. There we're... Now, this time the vendor is selling the fish food. It's commercial fish food in a plastic bucket, and I got a little spoon to throw it out. Now here we see, now these are actually barges, and what's happening is that they're moved up and down the river by tugboats. And we see these barges strung together. And one thing that's interesting as you look carefully on the barge is sometimes the owners of the barge actually live on the barge. So you see their residence is right there on the barge. And what are they carrying? Well, they can be carrying all kinds of things. A very valuable cargo would be rice, but sometimes they're carrying something as simple as sand, washed sand, and gravel. And that's used as a critical construction material there for concrete in Thailand. They could be carrying coal too, but there we go. And there we see the river at flood stage.